To commence with the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious and merciful. Assalamu alaikum. Myself Ali Hassan. Welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Food Tea. We were discussing macromolecules and micromolecules, and in this series, we have discussed two macromolecules which were carbohydrates and proteins. In this video, we will discuss another class of macromolecules that are fats. So let's begin the video. Fats. Fats or lipids are largest groups of organic compounds which are important for body. Fat is a more concentrated form of energy and it contains carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. The simplest form of fat is fatty acids. So, as we have discussed earlier, fat are rich in energy. They are a resource of energy. 1 gram of fat delivers 9 kilocalories, and they also contains like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in their structure, as these are organic molecules. And the simplest form of fatty acids are fats are fatty acids. Fat is a complex molecule consisting a mixture of 3 fatty acids and an alcohol, generally glycerol. So comparative to fatty acids, because fatty acids are simple fats, but fat is like a complex molecule, and it is made by the reaction of one alcohol with 3 fatty acid molecules, and they join together by ester linkage, and we name them triglycerides or triacyl glycerols. So mostly the alcohol is glycerol, and some of the times some other fats can also contain sphingosine as alcohol. So depending upon the nature of fats, the alcohol may vary, and fatty acids type may vary. Okay, so ultimately they form triacyl glycerol or triglycerides. So these are simple fats. And another thing here to discuss is the difference between oils and liquids. So oils are liquid at room temperature, while fats are solids at room temperature, like at 20 degrees Celsius scale. So mostly the oils are they are plant oriented, and fats are mostly animal oriented. The fat, oils are liquid at room temperature. Okay, so their state is runny, while the fats, which are mostly derived from animal portion, you can say that butter, so they are solid at room temperature. So this is the difference between oils and fat. Here in the table 4.5 have a look. There are different sources of fats, their functions, and ultimate deficiency symptoms are described here. So starting with source, the first source is plant. So in the plants, edible nuts and oil seeds contains fats. Vanaspati ghee and margarine, these are also another source of plant source of fats. And we discuss about animal source of fats. So first comes whole milk and milk products. Secondly, pork, egg yolk also contains fat content, and poultry. In the poultry, mostly the skin portion is rich source of fat. So these are the sources of fats, both animal and plant origin. So have a look on what are the functions of fats in the body. So first of all, as we know, these are the concentrated source of energy. So they deliver a high amount of energy to the body when body need a lot of amount of energy. Secondly, fats are these are the carrier of fat soluble vitamins. We know there are two types of vitamins, fat soluble and water soluble. So those which are fat soluble vitamins, obviously they need some fat to be dissolved in the body. So the vitamins, fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, they need fats to be dissolved as dissolving media, and ultimately absorb in the body to perform different vital functions. Other than that, fats also plays a role of insulation and padding in the body. So when this is an adaptation towards the thermoregulation. Number 4 is palatability and satiety value. So these are like nutritive, or you can say the food static importance of fats, because when we add fats to any food, any type of food item, it increases the palatability because they have a specific flavor. So these are very helpful in enhancing the palatability of the food. So they also impart satiety conditions because they are rich source of energy. So a small consumed amount of fats can like be helpful to get the satiety condition in the body. Now have a look on deficiency. What are the deficiency symptoms if fats are not delivered to the body in the in sufficient amount? So first of all, permanent learning defects. Deficiency of fat may lead to deficiency of fat soluble vitamins. So we know vitamins are very important in the body. Very vital reactions are happening in the body due to vitamins like B12, B2, B1, B3, B6, B5, like that. So when there is no fat or sufficient amount of fats in the body, these vitamins, either you are taking in or not, they cannot be delivered to the body efficiently. So their deficiency can cause a lot of symptoms, a lot of abnormalities in the body. Fats provide essential fatty acids EFA, which may lead to permanent learning defects. This is relevant to our nervous system because most of our brain portion is made up of fat cells. So that's the reason why we need fats to just to maintain our like nervous system, brain system, our like other nervous systems. So it's EFAs are very important in that regard. So to overcome that learning defects, we need fats. So this is about sources, function, and deficiency of fats. Again, here you can see different sources of fats are given. Plants, avocado, some nuts, hazelnuts, then walnuts, other oil seeds are there, peanut butter, oil seeds. So these are all mustard oil. These are all plant sources of fats. And in animal sources, you can see here fish, then pork, then beef, then eggs, and then milk, then poultry, then hams. These are all animal sources of fats. Now have a look on functions in detail. So we will discuss the functions that we have already covered in the table. We will see them in detail one by one. First of all, fats are richest source of energy, and 1 gram of fats provide 9 kilocalories. So yes, we know that fact. Secondly, fat is a carrier of fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K in the body and helps in their absorption. So their absorption is very important in the body as well as just like their intake in the body. Fat soluble vitamins are not only we not only have to intake them by food source, but there should also be a carrier of those vitamins in the body that can uptake them, that can dissolve them in it and can deliver to the body efficiently. So that's the reason why for fat soluble vitamins, fat are important. Fat provides padding around the vital organs such as kidney, heart, which serves to hold them in positions and protect them from physical shock. So yes, they just act as a cushion. So the vital organs are mostly wrapped with fats, a layer of fats that just keep them in a specific position, and they also help them to be resistant against any physical shock. So this is a padding effect. Fats serve as insulating barrier against cold and thus helps to conserve body heat and regulate body temperature. So as I have told you, the thermoregulatory effect of fats is very important in the body. So to protect against cold, they have a major role player. Fats increase the taste of food. Fat tends to leave the stomach relatively slowly. That helps to delay the onset of hunger and gives a feeling of satiety. So the satiety is the condition, the feeling of fulfillness. Like we feel our stomach is full. So it is a characteristics of fatty acids, as they are resource of energy, and secondly they leave the stomach very in a delay. So body feels like very in a steady condition. So this delay the onset hunger. Fats and all supply omega fatty acids, and omega fatty acids are very important, just like the vitamins. So omega fatty acids, omega 6, omega 9 fatty acids are very uh, important in body for many functions. There's some brain function and there's some other regulatory functions. So they are delivered by fats. So these are the functions in detail of fats. So we have discussed what are fats, what are the components of fats, what is the difference between oils and fats, then what are the sources of fats, animal source, plant source, then functions, then what are the deficiency symptoms of fats. Then we again discussed functions of fats in detail. So this is all about fats, that is our third macromolecule in the series of macromolecules and nutrition in the food science and technology. So hope so this video will be beneficial for you. See you in the next video. Until then, Allah Hafiz.